When I was a little boy, we used to go see my grandmother once a year. My grandmother wasn't the kind of leave it to beaver, I love you so much grandmother that you kind of see on TV. She was more of the angry, I don't like you kind of grandmother. As a matter of fact, she used to look at me every time I would visit her and just, the first thing she would say is, "Oh my, you're so fat." That always makes you feel good. My grandmother pretty much hated me. When I was a kid, I had a hermit crab that we named Herman. Now, they're not really fun pets because they spend most of the time in their shell. You can't even tell they're there. Once in a while they'll get out and they'll crawl around and you'll be able to tell there's actually a crab there. But one time we noticed that the crab wasn't moving very much. So my dad picked up his shell and realized that there was no crab in the shell. There was no crab in the whole crab box. It wasn't until a couple days later when my mom was putting on a pair of her shoes that she felt something on her toe. And yeah, I guess when crabs need a bigger shell, they just leave their shell behind and they go searching for a bigger one. And this crab found one of my mom's shoes and thought it was an adequate shell. Unfortunately, my mom freaked out and I didn't have a crab anymore. When I got to be in high school, my grandmother passed away. And I remember being at my grandmother's funeral. And as I was standing there looking at her casket and looking at her body, I could just feel that her spirit wasn't there. And all of a sudden I made a connection in my mind that I'd never made before. And I looked at my dad and I said, "Dad, it's just like Herman." My dad said, "Herman, what are you talking about?" And I looked down at my grandma and I looked at my dad and I said, "The shell is here, but the crab is gone."